Make my day. We were doing so well. Welcome to Nerf Mercs. Actually, you know what? Nerf Mercs. Mercs are generally, pretty roguish in nature.
I agree.
My homeboy Dengar, my number one favorite Star Wars character of all time. Quite possibly the most roguish person. If you don't know who Dengar is, go ahead and do a Google search. He's probably the most influential character in Empire Strikes Back. I think he's pretty great. Very behind the scenes. He's always doing stuff. You think Boba Fett's a bad guy? Just wait till you meet Dengar. Probably didn't realize, but just watch out for him. He's coming for you.
So speaking of Star Wars, Hasbro is upcharging us again for...
Stop. They don't stop.
They don't stop, man.
But you know what? Some of us are suckers for it.
Yeah, some of us.
This guy in particular.
I bought one of the Stormtrooper Deluxes.
I did too.
I bought it.
One of
it's still in the box. I left
one
it
of
there.
one of the Chicago boys runs that at our homeboy Jacob.
Mm-hmm. He does.
Traditionally runs it at
Wayne's.
most of the HVZ games that we go to. Yeah.
Not anymore.
No, he's since switched over.
He's switched over. He's moved.
He's part of the Based Magnum clan now.
No mags, no problems.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So but yeah, so I bought every Star Wars Force Awakens gun that came out last season, the Han Solo blaster, the Ray blaster, and the deluxe Stormtrooper.
Mm-hmm.
And for whatever reason, I started buying some of the Rogue One stuff. And we started out with, which I thought was the coolest looking blaster, and I think it's for the coolest looking characters, the Death Trooper blaster.
You got to let it be known that when you buy it, Hasbro doesn't give you.
No, this is
cool
all for
stuff.
display purposes, but let's get to the meat of it. The core blaster itself.
Yeah. Which looks very Star Wars.
Yeah,
for sure. Which
very
is cool.
Definitely has that E11 thing going on. Pretty sure it's E11. I'm not entirely familiar with all the Star Wars blasters. But, yeah, man, a pretty cool blaster. Lots of interesting little features. And, $35. $35.
Yeah.
For what is essentially, a pump action, triple shot smart AR system. I'm not a big fan of when people just call, it's a pump action triad or it's just another strife. I think that's a little dismissive towards the blaster. So
I mean, it's more like that Rebel, the purse with the diamond on it,
the
secret shot. Yeah, it's much more like that, just minus one barrel than it is a triad.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I don't know.
I mean, personally, me, I like to buy blasters for collecting purposes. This thing's pretty cool. Lots of goofy little features. The most obvious of which is the one you could tell just by pulling the trigger right out of the box is it makes fun little Star Wars sounds. So
Which is very cool.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool in the way that these are intended for kids. This is definitely not a performance blaster by any means. You're not going to show up to a nerfing event or an HVZ, op or anything and see guys running these. These are definitely for Star Wars fans and, kids who are generally fans of Star Wars. And I was thinking a little bit about it, I'm sure other people have talked about it too. The beauty of this particular toy is that you don't necessarily need Nerf darts to have fun with it.
Right.
Kids can actually run around and treat it like it's a Star Wars toy, by having the sound effects, the light effects. Speaking of the light effects and the sound effects, coming off of that, the blaster is labeled, I think, as a glow strike blaster. I know a lot of guys have talked about that a little bit already, but priming the blaster reveals that the muzzle actually illuminates, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that's the coolest part about it.
Yeah, it charges these glow-up darts that come with the blaster, and I know they sell refill packs for them already. Caught them at Target the other day. Pretty cool. I mean, I'm definitely going to have fun shadowboxing with it around the apartment when no one else is home. But yeah, I mean, will I bring it to a Nerf war? Probably not. Will it be my most played with Nerf toy at home? Definitely.
Yeah.
So that's all I got to say.
I definitely would run this at a Nerf war.
Yeah?
I would totally rock this at Laser X.
Okay.
Absolutely. At an indoor range. Yeah, man. I'd feel really cool doing it. You know? I mean, pump action is cool. It's not the way I choose to run my blasters anymore, but like this thing turning on the light is really awesome. So like
cool.
often when I make a custom blaster, I put like effects in on the trigger pull.
Right.
And that always made sense to me, but I'd never thought to use this as a second switch. Because like, I mean, that's what it is. You're just using the switch. So like, I'm gonna definitely incorporate that into other stuff that I do on Prime. I do a lot of stuff with Top Prime now, so I'll have to figure out how to do it there. But like, this gave me some really cool ideas, and like, I would definitely, while I'm running it out of war, I would totally run it like this.
Sure.
You know.
It looks good, man. It looks good and it feels good. It's that's by far one of the most comfortable grips I've ever felt on a Nerf blaster.
I agree. Yeah, it's nice
excellent.
and flat. It's cool, man. And
Great
this
profile.
sort of texture there is
like
really
a faux
nice.
kind of cycling. Yeah, it's pretty great.
Yeah, I'm into it. I'm actually really into this blaster. I think that aside from the $35 price tag that's on this, I'm gonna say that this is my favorite Hasbro blaster this year.
Really? Okay. Yeah, I'd have to line everything up, kind of think about it a little bit. But yeah, definitely a contender. If not for personally performance, definitely for aesthetics. I think it's by far the coolest looking one. But in terms of one that might be my favorite, we still got another couple months to think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely up there though.
Cool.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All
That
right.
does it, guys.
But will I buy more Star Wars blasters? Probably.
What's this blaster called?
Death Trooper blaster.
What's a Death Trooper?
It's the black stormtroopers in the new movie. They're like stormtrooper Navy SEALs.
So they're not just wearing like black clothes.
No, they got new helmets and all their armor is like black on black.
That's like one of my least favorite things that happens in movies.
They
Where
just
make their outfits black, like
just
the
do like
X-Men characters.
Yeah.
Because like black doesn't show up well on film, neither especially black on black.
No,
So, like,
I'm not a fan of that either. When they do like, evil characters or shadow characters or whatever. I mean, I get this from a tactical standpoint, I guess. Not having your grunt soldiers completely white.